everybody! Welcome back to Cooking with Casey. This week we are going to be making Mickey mock pretzels that look like little Mickey Mouse ears. Now these are not from an original pretzel dough. These are going to be made from crescent roll dough. So they're kind of like a soft pretzel, but they are so delicious. And I'm excited to show you guys how to make these today. So what we're going to need is, first we want to make sure we have a pan, a baking sheet with parchment paper on top of it. And we want to make sure that our oven is preheated to 375 degrees. So I've already got mine heated up because I went ahead and made a couple up front. And then we also want to make sure that we have crescent rolls. We have some kosher salt or just ground salt if you want it. Baking soda with some warm water and some egg wash as well. So what we're gonna do first, how we're gonna start off with this, is we wanna take our crescent roll and we're gonna roll it out. If you get a normal can, then this will be longer. You'd have 2 of these strips and you can make a whole lot more. I got this little mini can. You can make about 4 big like Mickey pretzels out of this one. Well, this one and this one. But we are going to start out here. So we want to take that middle section, pinch all the creases together so that it forms one solid piece of dough here. All the pinch, and then I'm just gonna run my hand over the top of that, just like that. And I'm gonna pick it up just to make sure that it all got together fairly well. This part needs a little bit more pinching. All right, so we have it all pinched together just like that. And then what we wanna do is we want to cut this into 4 strips. Now my cutting board is a little short for this, so I'm going to just take off a little bit there on the end. And that is a-okay if you need to do that. And I will show you why that is a-okay in just a minute. So I'm going to separate here into 4 different strips. Just like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take each one and we are going to just fold it in half. Not very hard. Just gonna take that, fold it over. Please don't roll it though, because if you roll it, it's gonna be hard for it to fluff up and it's going to want to just turn into more of a stick, which doesn't turn out quite the same. I will say from experience. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take these 2 and make that big Mickey circle. I'm gonna make sure it's all pinched together well, just like that. Okay, and then my other circle. Make sure both ends are together and that those folded parts are over. Okay. Then what we're going to do is I am going to take that, fold it in half, and make my little ear, just like that. And you're gonna pinch it to it as well. So we're gonna pinch all the way around. Then we're gonna come in with the second one, fold it in half, and make that ear. Now, of course, you guys don't have to make them into this shape. If you prefer to do something else, you guys could make this into a flower. You could make it into a tree. I'd be really curious to see what you could come up with. You could do a paw print. I'm sure there's lots of really cool ways to do this. part of the ears. Going to scoop this out just a tad to form that shape that I want. That pinching is really necessary though, because if you don't pinch it on, it'll just come right off after you've baked it. It doesn't want to be attached. So don't be afraid of actually getting in there and trying to make sure that they stick together. And make that shape that I want. Just like that. And then you guys can kind of play around with that extra dough that you have. I'm gonna make a little mini one. Miniature. Like the little ears, because it's cute and I like little cute things. All right, so what we're gonna do first then is I'm gonna take this egg wash. It's just got an egg, it's all scrambled up. And I'm gonna take a spoon and get a little bit at a time and just kind of brush along the edges here. This is going to really help with making it have that pretzel-y texture. It's gonna give it that golden color, and it's really gonna help it crisp up as well. Okay. Get a little bit more on my Mickey. All right, last one. There we go. I want to give it room to expand. All right, so there's my egg wash. Now remember, this water I originally got hot, I got pretty warm, and then I dissolved the baking soda into it. I can put the recipe so you guys have all of the different measurements for these things in there. I will say this recipe that I found asked for a large amount of water with a lot of baking soda, but you really don't need all that much. You just need a little bit, so you can kind of alter that however you need to. So I'm just going to drizzle that on here, on top of the egg wash. Just a light drizzling. You can even get it just on the back of the spoon if need be. If you guys actually have a brush at home, those little brushes you can put on top of things, I suggest to use that.
Pastry brush.
Pastry brush, thank you. Pastry brush. If you have one, use it. It would be way easier than a spoon. All right. I'm going to sprinkle with salt. And you guys could make a cinnamon sugar one if you would want to. My roommate had suggested that. So if you have any interest in that, you just mix up some cinnamon sugar and sprinkle that on top instead of salt. It would be really yummy. All right. And then I'm gonna stick this in the oven for about 9 minutes. I would say check it depending on your oven. If it cooks really fast, maybe do it for less time. If you feel like your oven takes a long time, you might need more than 9 minutes, but 9 is pretty close. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that in here, just like that. And when they're completely done, you guys will have your little Mickey mock pretzels, just like that. And honestly, they are super tasty, so I'm going to enjoy a bite. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Cheese. Bye.